in the mind of the mind, Firemind. This is your host. That's actually a fair name. This is your host, Christopher Mockingbird Spawn, on this evening edition of Firemind. On this great, brand, magnificent broadcast of a true, universal, and galactic movement that is in the heart of the love space plasma field, which does have truth, physics behind it, and the fact of the matter of the fact of physics that was in existence and is always us, is always what we can create and become with, and that is not just an important part of the expression of how we can, once again, as we continuously always do, but uniquely, unitedly create centrifugal plasmic fields, which I understand further now, and I will explain it this way first. But of course, super centrifugal fields to make and develop and ultimately create, and this is and will continue to be the basis of many different beautiful types of emotions, dances, creations, ideas, fields, developments, buildings, models, makes, molds, and creations, and waves. The spiral. I realized there's something interesting about the spiral, because when I spiral, there's wind, there's an elemental, there's plasma entities, plasma beings, plasma response, in a motion that is consistent with actually, honestly, a sort of coming from the north, southbound, for example, southbound wind, southbound energy, southbound plasma energy. One thing that can mean, of course, is where the first thing that comes to mind is a pole shift. However, which I most definitely can do, most likely will. I've already done incredible, amazing, magnificent, and huge, massive shifts and impacts upon this planet with plasma fields. That's easy. To be aware of the energy that is from the super light that we are and incarnate in, have awareness of. Beautiful. A clairvoyance, I'm going to read the definition just to make sure I get this right, even though I know. Clairvoyance is the amazing power that I have, as well as all clair. But it is personality, the supernatural ability to perceive events in the future or beyond normal sensory contact. So yes, both perceive events in the future and I perceive beyond normal sensory contact, super senses, extra sensory, because that is just the innate ability of clairvoyancy that we all have. Why? Because we can visualize and see, not just with our mind's eye, which is the very, for example, actually, I'll put it this way, that is the very pine cone kisser, is the very star, is the very, rose, star rose, actually it is the star too, is the very rose, and is, per se, even the compass that I'm able to navigate via, clairvoyancy, which is, amazing, that I can. But no, I'm real. I'm a creative being. I'm immortal, and I immortalize, and that is just, it's totally normal now. It's the physics that I provide, and it's amazing because I always prove it as I prove it. I am the embodiment of living proof that you can ask the universe for it, and I am that. That I am. I am I am invincible. I am indestructible. I am invulnerable. And my will is a path that can be followed, and it is the force hands of centrifugal plasma force being, nature, incarnate. So here's the thing, that once again that is enhancing, of course, what we all can do, not only with our capabilities of our enhanced capabilities of clairvoyance and all the clairs and all the psychic abilities, and of course the combination of alchemy and emotional nature, energy, emotion, we can, and of course the correlations of all those. Once again, we can create an environment, and that's one of the things that I absolutely love doing, is creating environments. So, of course, what are good environments that we're going to be living in? And here's with the super clairvoyant master, once again, providing evanescent directorship and leadership, which is actually just going to be innate sort of loving areas. But caves, okay, alright, caves, crystal caverns, crystal worlds. Amazing how I spoke about that earlier. Because that's just natural, basically, nature. And of course the singing of trees into life, into being, which all living life forms already are. Now we get to once again be our own, so star being, as a star being of, like we are a crystalline grid, we can create, like for example in the shape of a rose, our intent, for example, as unity consciousness, one consciousness. And we always have that. We are one, we are united, we are everything, we are love. So many fantastic abilities, creative, and once again, it is and it shall be continued. That creating tornado. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Christopher Curtis Bowen, on this evening edition of Fire of Liberty, Firemind, fire creation, and the ability to create, of course, in this co-creational, mystical, expansive time of evanescent productability, evanescent advancement, as well as evanescent creation of our planet. This ability to create peace, to create love, to create a magic that we can create, that we do manifest and that we love unconditionally, is the process of the type of innate capabilities which we already have in existence, enhancing our own clairvoyant capabilities as well as enhancing our future potential in the now. This amazing immortality that I have, that is within me, is my immortality itself. It is the essence of super, just regular truth, simple truth of who we are, and it's grand. It's magical and it's simple, and it's proven. It is proven fact with lots and lots and lots of physics, fractal physics, centrifugal force. It's how we force and create things, creates forces of the tornado forces of nature, and this is how we can create super prevalent, powerful forces with who we are, through our sun, for example, through stars, and plasma beings. Are one with what we are, with who we can become. Because, I am, proof that you can ask the universe for it. I am immortality, and I am essence. I am love. We are love. We are one. United, we are. Not just the co-creational and the creational aspects of what is the magic that we have, is this immortality and this unity is proven, of course, and is the foundation of how we can create not only an evanescent, even more expanded crystalline grid,
but of course to develop our already limitless imagination. This has been done many, many times before, shall continue to be done, and we continue to advance, evolve, and our understanding of our light beingness is, it's real. It's totally real. One thing is so I guess is the how. The meditation definitely assists. Alchemy is very real and is very true, as well as the psychic abilities. Those are very real and very true. The abilities to do anything, create anything, and manifest is a simple characteristic that is innate and within all beings, eternally and forever, because we are immortal and we are invincible and invulnerable. And I am immortal, my heart is immortal, and that is where lots of the frequencies, for example, start. A lot of frequencies that exist, and that is how we are immortal. We are in environments where we are immortalized. And there's infinite number of ways to do that. There's infinite numbers of ways, forms, to communicate, to exist, to manifest, to be, to mold, to design, to create, to build, to construct, to lead, to interpret, to team, memorize, to work as a team, for example, to develop, and to succeed with the grandest fruition of where there's so many limitless aspects of what we can truly become and are working and being a part of. And it's quite simple, really, too, with that understanding of how powerful we are with our ability to use centripetal force and use our plasma bodies and plasma beings to not only, for example, step into and out of space-time, but of course to not only, of course, step into and out of lucid dreaming and astral projection and astral travel, but the ability to heal at profound levels. Now, immortality, once again, as stated many times before, is the foundation of all powers and abilities and clairvoyances. I would even say immortality precedes clairvoyance, because that is the basis of the truth of what aligns, and physics does, allow us to make that beautiful connection and have it backed by truth, or by proof. And now, the amazing incarnation and creation abilities, multi-creation listical aspects of heaviness and transitional transcendental natures is the unlimitedness within all creation, with all of what we can create, especially with the heightened understanding of communication and our mind capacities, or mind expansions. So there are no limits to the forms of communication, which can not only be, of course, telepathic, pictopathic, and memory, or communication, but huge abilities to be able to, synchronize one group-wise. And this happens, throughout space-time, and I know how to. The amazing thing is there's sessions, there's terms, there's temple areas, there's groups that are involved in this, higher level of consciousness development, and there are occurrences where this is happening, and this truth is accelerated and advanced, and this immortality is something that is common knowledge, So our understanding of returning, per se, to a more natural, or also just ascending into, it's both a win-win, because that is just a very example right there of centripetal force at work, at play. For example, the inner coming to the outer, and the outer coming to the inner. And I can teach and instruct in many manners of ways, and it is all innate. And I know that for a fact because my inner vision knows my outer vision first. And there are many, many different ways to prove this and know this, but just one of the things is basic physics, and the other thing is just regular old feeling. So feeling, which of course is strongly encouraged, is this, I mean, even in scientific terms, but just in layman's terms, is that ability to know kind of that inner feeling that feels good to you. So that feeling that gives you goosebumps, or gives you chills, or makes you feel really warm, or gives that comfy feeling. And it's that DNA activation, that sort of swirl of DNA activation, of centrifugal force through your body, through your field, and through your DNA spiraling, and which also contains colors, which is important to know because every color is important in frequency and vibration, which is how colors can allow us to transcend and also activate our rainbow bodies to do many different types of things, anchoring our multidimensional, I say anchoring, but embodying our multidimensional aspects within our physical, and also just being awakened and aware of our multidimensionality in the physical, or all the time. That's what immortality is. So that's like that's like the basic functions of immortality, because it's unlimited. There are so many unlimited parts. Just describing that centrifugal force, for example, as a being, as a human being, is once again it's just a sliver of the potential of just realization of exactly how powerful we are, because we are incredibly powerful. We are incredibly, and that's already known. Enlightened beings, us enlightened beings, are incredibly powerful. And we have the ability to be innately united, guiding, and able to manifest anything. And this is just a common knowledge. And this is part of creation. This is our opportunity. And this is our growth. And this is what manifestation is, the miraculous thing about incarnation of what we do here. So the amazing actual, for example, physics of, for example, creating a tornado is very easy. That's, for example, just, attract, repel, plasma beings. So that's that very easy lesson right there. Same thing does happen with convection, same understanding, which is very beautiful. You can combine that all, and then, have a huge pumping sensation of, pumping centrifugal force onto the earth, through the earth, and through the sun. So you can launch that centrifugal force and not only be the solar flare, but also be the solar wind, the plasma field that goes through the sun because of the energies around the sun, through that glowing, which is why light bodies are activated, which is why energy bodies are glowing, which is why DNA is glowing and creates light, which is why our DNA creates light, which is amazing, which is spectacular, and that's true, and that's proven, and that's just common sense, and which is why we're immortal, because we are light. Our DNA gives off photons, creates photons. Yeah, creates photons. So that's really miraculous, and that immortality is who we are. Now, so many strands of DNA, of course, there are, and many, many different modules, many different modes, many different creations, and many different manifestations. we manifest, or I manifest within myself to create the reality which I already manifested with my limitless ability of creating my own potential of the type of body and creation that I make from my own self, as I, from myself, inner self, create and bond and make and build and mold and design and lead this epic, truly sensational, real manifestation change as what it means to be human beings, because there's so much potential that we have within us. Even young children, everybody has this potential. Everybody does. Because everybody is one. Everybody is oneness. All beings are understood of the concept between vision through the sun, looking from the sun and seeing the sun that we're looking at. Meaning, we come from within the sun. Meaning, within the sun is our vision. And when we look through the sun and see through the sun. And so we see through so when we can, once again, this is basic understanding. As a plasma being, you can, be within the sun and then see through the sun, or see the sun, see as the sight see sun. Meaning, we can see through stars, and therefore, we can see. We see our multidimensionality. I'm describing our multidimensionality and how we can experience that in the physical and is known. So it's spectacular. We're evanescent, and we are, invincible, immortal. I'm immortal, and my heart frequency, that's what hearts do. That's why hearts are doing what they do, and that's why we are immortal. So once again, this is just a huge, amazing truth of just absolute love. And so we are forever in this amazing ascension, and there is so many more spectacular levels of light and love that we have still yet to go through. I, once again, just jump consciousness levels at incredible rates. So this is incredibly exciting, and I love you all. This is your host, Christopher Malker, Spillin, on this evening evening broadcast of creation, of manifestation, of your immortal being, light being, immortal creator, immortal light and invincibility incarnate. Lightlove being massive, super powerful, plasma being as we all are, and amazing creational light of love on planet Earth. Love you all.